Join me, Rita Rudner, for Victor Borga, 100 Years of Music and Laughter.
Tonight at 7 on Arizona PBS. Explore new ideas and new worlds here on Arizona PBS, a community service of Arizona State University.
Arizona PBS is kicking off this season of giving with a new and exciting year-end challenge from Newman's Own Foundation. Make a generous gift to Arizona PBS, and Newman's Own Foundation will match all contributions dollar for dollar, up to $50,000. Your gift to Arizona PBS will provide the best in news, science, history, drama, and children's programming to the entire community. Visit us online today and help us win the $50,000 challenge from Newman's Own Foundation. Thank you.
Coming up next on Arizona PBS, Life and World.
Today's digital landscape is constantly changing, and here at Arizona PBS, our digital signal is changing too. For our antenna viewers in Williams, Prescott, and Cottonwood, Arizona PBS is changing its transmitter frequency. So to keep watching all your favorite PBS shows, you'll need to rescan your television. For detailed instructions, check the owner's manual for your particular television under Rescan or Auto Program. Thank you so much for your continued support of Arizona PBS.
Coming soon to Arizona PBS.
Next time on Finding Your Roots.
Those are your grandparents.
Wow. Hip-hop pioneers LL Cool J and Sean Combs.
Your ancestor was not a slave. He was free.
It's incredible.
On the next Finding Your Roots.
Tuesday night at 7 on Arizona PBS. Support for Arizona PBS comes from viewers like you and from
Hospice of the Valley, medical, social, and spiritual care for patients nearing end of life, and support for their families. A not-for-profit community hospice, HOV.org.
From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
Williams Police Department taking new steps towards accountability, swapping body cams for cameras mounted on their guns. We take a look at this new program.
Plus, they were promised housing, meals, and even an education, all for leaving their home country to play basketball. But instead, they ended up hungry and homeless, kicked out by the academy that was supposed to take care of them. Cronkite News investigates.
And a global art project celebrating individual identity on a massive scale makes a stop here in Phoenix.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Blakely McHugh.
And I'm Lysandra Marquez. Thank you for joining us.
New technology may help both police officers and civilians in police-involved shootings. Instead of the body cams you've heard about, these cameras are mounted on the guns themselves and tested in northern Arizona. And Kiriko Marinier reports from Williams.
Fire! The Williams Police Department is testing new technology that could be joining dash cams and body cams.
After the Ferguson shooting, pretty much immediately when I saw the fallout from people not knowing what happened and being upset and conflicting witness reports and things like that, we right away said, wow, this would be a great application of our technology.
Brian Hadeen's Minnesota-based company Veridian uses instant on-camera technology, which has the ability to turn on almost immediately. The cameras are placed directly on the weapon, but a local gunsmith, Gerald Williams, says it does not compromise its usability.
It doesn't add any weight. It doesn't affect your ability, your aim.
Developers say that one of the main benefits of this technology is that unlike a body camera that can be blocked, once an officer draws their gun, this camera will record everything unblocked, and it will not stop recording until it is reholstered. Williams Police Department Officer Jason Nichols says this technology will help hold everyone accountable.
If I did something wrong, I did it wrong, and it's out there in public already, and I'll own it. But a lot of times people can't just accuse us of stuff anymore, and this will be a good deterrent of that, I think.
If it turns yellow, you're halfway through your recording time. Turns red, you're almost out.
In the future, Hadeen hopes this becomes more widespread.
We're just getting this testing stage off the ground, and we're hoping that in the near future we'll have a variety of departments adopt it.
Right now, it is being tested in about 12 cities across the country. In Williams and Kiriko-Amernia, Cronkite News.
The cameras run around $500 each, and while the technology is being tested, it has not yet fully been implemented at any police departments.
2 teenagers came to Arizona last year to play for a Valley basketball team. Instead of the success they hoped for, they found themselves with nowhere to go. Cronkite News reporter Jasmine Spearing-Bowen investigates.
Luis Velasquez and Robinson Dominguez left Venezuela with hopes of playing college basketball or making it to the NBA. They came to Phoenix to play for Elite One Academy, and they say they were promised housing, meals, and an education to help their families back home. The reality, they said, was much different.
There were a lot of people, about 20 players in the house, and for the type of training they would give us, it wasn't enough food. Of course, this wasn't the trainer's fault. The lady Tamika Gore would only sometimes give them money for food.
Velasquez said team trainers didn't last long, and one brought drugs into the house.
The players that went to school with me, we all ended up talking to the principal, who speaks Spanish and was very good to us. Eventually, the police came and our trainer was kicked out.
Local nonprofit Wayne Foundation runs Elite One Academy. Its president, Tamika Gore, earlier this year married 17-year-old Carlos Mantilla, an Elite One player. After Velasquez told his school principal about living conditions, he said Gore told him he had 2 days to find a new place to live.
I asked her why, and she told me it was because I had talked to the police and told them that we didn't have food and there were drugs at the house.
While playing last fall, Dominguez got stress fractures in both legs. He said when Gore learned he would need time to recover, she kicked him out.
On my birthday, she dropped me off at the airport with no money and nowhere to go.
An official from Faith Christian in Mesa, where some players attended school, said the Department of Child Services and U.S. Customs and Immigration are investigating player treatment. A Department of Homeland Security spokesperson said she could not comment on an ongoing case. Wayne Dawkins, owner of Mesa-based Phase 1 Athletics, said Gore tried to partner with his basketball academy back in 2013.
I did some research, didn't like what I found, and didn't want to have anything to do with her.
Dawkins said he learned later that Gore and some of his coaches had recruited Phase 1 players and started a new academy called Elite One.
She presented herself as being much more financially stable.
In September, Gore was arrested on an unrelated matter for fraudulently altering car titles to obtain loans. She has pleaded not guilty to the charges. Dominguez said there were Elite One players coming in from Europe, Africa, and other countries.
She would make them pay her $15,000 for the year, but in the end, they wouldn't stay the entirety of the program because it was so bad, and they would leave. She wouldn't refund any of the money.
Dawkins said international athletes will put up with a lot for a chance to play.
And that's where it becomes a moral responsibility of the people who bring them over to make sure you don't take advantage of that. For a lot of them, it's all or nothing.
In Phoenix, Jasmine Spearing-Bowen, Cronkite News.
Both Dominguez and Velasquez have been taken in by local families. Despite repeated attempts, Tamika Gore would not comment for this story. For more details, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
A soldier's road to recovery can be difficult after a deployment or an injury. Reporter Sydney Eisenberg shows us how one group is diving right into recovery by biking almost 40 miles in 2 days.
These soldiers are getting back into fitness by tackling 2 16-mile bike rides. Soldier Ride is a program through the Wounded Warrior Project that travels across the country. The goal is to get veterans outside by taking them on 16 to 20-mile bike rides. This weekend, the group is in Phoenix.
We service anywhere from, physical disabilities to the invisible injuries.
Before the race, soldiers are outfitted with bikes that meet their physical needs. The group will bike Friday, December 1st and Saturday, December 2nd, traveling 16 miles each day. The experience not only allows veterans to get outside, but also helps them reconnect with the veteran community.
You know, that's one of the things that I miss from not being in the service anymore is the camaraderie.
Everyone's a little apprehensive. They're like, why'd I come here? I don't like group events, you know, and I can appreciate that. And by the end of it, the quiet guy is the one that won't shut up on the bus, and people will be friends forever.
Veterans walk away with a sense of belonging.
I did mine back in 2013, and I still stay connected with those warriors today, where, you know, now we're more family than anything.
The brotherhood felt on the battlefield can still be found on the bike path.
We go as fast as the slowest guy and as slow as the fastest guy.
In Litchfield Park, Sydney Eisenberg, Cronkite News.
The Inside Out Community Art Project, an opportunity for people to share their portrait and make a statement about what they stand for, has arrived in Phoenix, and its focus is DACA. Cronkite News reporter Courtney Malley shows us the artwork and spoke to those behind it.
Just a bargaining chip. It's not something that we see on TV. They're real humans.
With portraits hanging on the side of the Cesar Chavez Foundation building off the busy streets of 15th and Washington, the main goal of these pictures is to get a conversation started.
And as people drive by, they see that within our community, these are the faces of DACA.
The Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals Act was rescinded by the Trump administration in late September, leaving thousands of recipients in Arizona without a protected status. Since then, countless efforts have been made in the community to help dreamers. One of the latest is this campaign.
So we're taking this photo booth truck to over 35 cities across the country, right? And that's sort of the idea behind this art project, because it is to reflect an image of America, and that's one where you can be a dreamer, you can have papers or not, but at the end of the day, everyone's American, right?
Dreamer Karina Velasco came to the United States from Mexico when she was just 4 years old. She participated in the Inside Out campaign because, since DACA was rescinded,
it's been a roller coaster between trying to live a normal life till my permit expires and being able to somehow help my community and making a difference to get the congressman to do something about it.
Congress has until March of 2018 to make a final decision about passing the DREAM Act. Until then, those in the community will keep fighting. The project will be on display through December.
Sí se puede, right? Se puede? Sí se puede! Se puede! Se puede!
In Phoenix, Courtney Malley, Cronkite News.
The project's next stop is down in Tucson later this week, and it will continue traveling across the nation until December 18th.
The GOP is moving closer to a historic victory on tax reform, with a Senate vote expected late tonight or tomorrow. After keeping his position unclear for some time, Senator John McCain came around in support of the bill today. McCain released a full statement on Twitter that read in part, "I believe this legislation, though far from perfect, would enhance American competitiveness, boost the economy, and provide long overdue tax relief for middle-class families. I take seriously the concerns some of my Senate colleagues have raised about the impact of this bill on the deficit. However, it's clear this bill's net effect on our economy would be positive, and it's still unclear how Senator Jeff Flake will vote."
Another concern about the bill, health care. One of its provisions would wipe out the individual mandate, the Affordable Care Act's requirement that people either buy health insurance or pay a penalty. McCain supports the move, saying repealing the mandate would eliminate a tax that harms those from low-income brackets. Meanwhile, the number of Americans signing up for health care plans under the Affordable Care Act is currently ahead of last year's numbers, both nationally and in state. In Arizona alone, average daily enrollment is up by 500 people. A total of more than 51,000 have signed up so far, but total enrollment could still fall short due to a shorter open season.
Mr. Speaker, the Amber Alert has helped many families experience the joy of being reunited with an abducted child. It's time we extend this alert to Indian country so that no child is outside the jurisdiction of this vital program.
That was Representative Andy Biggs earlier this year introducing his Amber Alert in Indian Country Act. The House Judiciary Committee passed the bill yesterday, moving children who live on Native American land one step closer to being included in the Amber Alert system.
Did you ever wonder where the name Amber Alert came from? It's actually an acronym that stands for America's Missing Broadcast Emergency Response. Giving serious legislation a not-so-serious name is nothing new in Washington. As Cronkite News reporter Trevor Fay explains.
Most people know Mar-a-Lago as President Trump's Florida resort and his vacation White House. But on Capitol Hill, Mar-a-Lago is also the Making Access Records Available to Lead American Government Openness Act, a bill that would make the president keep a database of White House visitors.
It's not just the Mar-a-Lago Act. Lawmakers have long been drafting their bills with tortured titles so that they can have acronyms to label their bills with. Who wants to read about the Better Use of Light Bulbs Act? But the Bulb Act? That's a bright idea.
DREAM Act may be the best known, but there are administration-related bills like the Covfefe Act and the Swamp Flyers Act, lots of Vets Acts, and some true masterpieces, like the Championing Healthy Kids Act. Arizona Congressman Tom O'Halloran put in a bill to rein in government transportation costs and dubbed it the Taxpayers' Dime Act. He says the acronym practice makes sense.
For the most part, it's to gain attention to your bill and to make sure the public is drawn to that bill, because in the end, it's important for the public to understand what we're doing here.
It can be an ordeal to drop a bill with a name that gets in the paper, but one political scientist said getting that notice is just one of the many parts that goes into a successful bill.
Ultimately, what members and senators are trying to do is to get good media time. They have policy interests, but the actual production of legislation requires more than a catchy title.
Laley says great bills have strong content as well. Not all bills can get a boost from a flashy title, she says.
Most bills are long, extensive, detailed, and complicated, so no catchy or not catchy name is going to convey the content of it.
O'Halloran agrees that it's important that a clever name gives a sense of what's in the bill.
I tend to want to be able to make sure that whatever we do is in relationship to the underlying bill and the public policy issue.
But even he admits there are times when acronyms can be a test.
Now, I'm on the Armed Services Committee. I mean, you talk about acronyms. You know, you have to have 100 pages to understand all the acronyms.
In Washington, Trevor Fay, Cronkite News.
We know that was a lot of work to take in, and if you missed your favorite acronym, be sure to check out the video again online at cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Cattle is one of the 5 C's of Arizona, a core element in Arizona's economic and cultural history.
But some of the people who raise the cattle might not be who you expect, and they make Arizona unique too. Coming up on Cronkite News, we introduce you to the women who dominate Arizona's farming industry.
Plus, ADOT's latest step in making the valley more connected.
I'm Judy Woodruff, anchor and managing editor of the PBS NewsHour. The journalists of tomorrow face a fast-changing media landscape, but quality news remains vitally important to our communities, our country, and our world. At ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication, students learn solid, reliable reporting, holding the powerful accountable, and rebuilding the public's trust. The Cronkite School and Arizona PBS, preparing the next generation for a stronger future of journalism.
Cronkite News, weeknights at 5 on Arizona PBS.
A full closure of Southern Avenue at 59th Avenue has begun for the construction of the Loop 202 South Mountain Freeway. The highway is being built to connect the Southeast Valley with the West Valley. Reporter Mia Atkins tells us how this closure could affect commuters and local businesses.
The road you see behind me is the Southern Avenue interchange, which is one of 13 traffic interchanges being built for the Loop 202 South Mountain Freeway. This closure is scheduled to last until March of 2018, and local businesses have already noticed the impact. Dan's Ice and Dairy is located right next to the construction, and employee Lamar Schrock says it has caused some confusion.
Oh yes, a lot of our customers weren't sure that we'd be open, and we are open.
Another issue the public is facing is longer commute times. ADOT Public Officer Dustin Krugel says though the heavy traffic is an inconvenience, it is necessary for this construction.
We're going to have open trenches along the roadway to relocate utilities and also install drainage. This makes it impassable for motorists to travel through. So we have to have this full closure.
Krugel says that their team is working to get the construction done as quickly as possible. possible, and they are doing everything they can to make the process easier for those around it. Schrock says that the construction company has posted signs that Don Sison Dairy is open, which is a positive thing for the company. The Southern Avenue construction is being done in 2 phases, the first being paving the roads so the closure can be as short as possible. ADOT encourages commuters to use either Baseline or Broadway roads for travel between 51st and 67th Avenues, but to expect much heavier traffic than usual. Live in Laveen, Mia Atkins, Cronkite News.
Arizona is a leader in producing lettuce, lemons, and tangerines, but it's also a leader in the amount of female farmers. 45% of Arizona farmers are women, according to the 2012 Census of Agriculture. I spoke with women from the Arizona Farm Bureau on why this is and where the numbers will go in the next census. Annika Moss has a way with calves. Her daily routine requires patience and a little muscle. Moss is a calf barn manager at her family dairy farm. She makes sure the calves are fed, happy, and healthy.
I just love being around the animals. Like, how could you not love the little faces looking at you?
The percentage of women working on the farms in Arizona is likely due to the large amount of tribal lands here.
We live in a state that has the Hopi and Navajo reservation and a very matriarchal society, and the farming that is done there is by women.
According to the Arizona Farm Bureau, women are the principal operators at 50% of Apache and Navajo County farms. Add to the fact that many farms like Moss's are family farms.
It is true that all the family farms in Arizona are generally partnerships as well. And so that shows up on this census that we are co-owners and partners in the operations.
Women, says Saylor, are a big part of the future of agriculture in the state and expects the percentage working in Arizona to stay the same or even increase in the 2019 census.
I think they're going to be maintained and probably go up. I think that women have embraced agriculture as never before, and they want to be a vital part of it.
Moss, for one, will still be here, talking to her calves.
What do you think?
Doing the work she loves on the family farm.
As we head into December, people all across the country are putting holiday decorations up.
But some people might need a helping hand. Coming up on Cronkite News, how a Tempe program helps spread holiday cheer throughout the community.
And weekend temperatures in your full 7-day forecast coming up next.
I'm Ted Simons, host and managing editor of Arizona Horizon. Join us each weekday at 5:30 and 10 as we bring you the top newsmakers who impact the state. We cover the stories in depth that shape and affect our local communities, and we take the time to ensure that all voices are equally heard. For more than 30 years, Arizona Horizon has been your voice and your source for what matters most, right here on Arizona PBS.
Hello from the children of planet Earth.
Exploring, it's the lifeblood of the mission.
Human beings are a curious bunch.
What are we going to see when we get really close?
Wow.
Just because an idea is crazy, it's not necessarily wrong.
We were on our way.
You don't get anywhere until you've tested the limits.
That carries an intensity you can't imagine.
You could hear people just, whoa.
Oh my God, absolutely spectacular. It's a rush. We ask a lot of our heroes.
We are at a remarkable moment.
We're going farther than any exploration ever has.
Thanks. It's the last day of November, and we're finally seeing some winter-like temperatures. Holly Bach is in the Weather Center. Holly, what can we expect this weekend?
We can expect a pretty cloudy weekend, similar to what it's like out there right now. We're currently sitting at 75 degrees right now here in Phoenix, and as we head into our night, our temperatures are going to drop below 70 degrees around 9 p.m., giving us those late night temperatures in the mid-60s. Looking around the state of Arizona, temperatures are currently 76 degrees in Tucson, 57 in Show Low, and 59 degrees up in the Grand Canyon. Honing in on our valley, we have temperatures at 74 in Surprise, 75 in Glendale, and 74 degrees in Scottsdale. Now, as you can see, we have this area area of high cloud coverage coming in from our coastal region, which is going to be the reason for some cloudy days we have coming up this weekend. As you can see, tomorrow is going to be mostly cloudy with a high of 79. Our weekend is going to be partly cloudy, and as we head into our week, we are going to see temperatures drop into the low 70s, and Tuesday will be our chilliest day at 68 degrees. And speaking of these cooler temperatures, the group of volunteers that is going around to hang Christmas lights are going to appreciate them.
I really am so excited every year when they come.
At 9 a.m. on December 2nd, Tempe Neighbors Helping Neighbors volunteers will be meeting at Clark Park, preparing to hang Christmas lights for the folks who cannot do so themselves.
We break people up into teams, about 3 or 4 folks. They get a bin with everything they need in it. There's lights, there's a timer, the clips, cords, everything you could possibly need. And on the top is the map of the seniors' location.
People get nominated to be on the receiving end of the program's holiday spirit.
We get a lot of nominations from neighborhood chairs or city employees that just maybe have special dealings with older folks in their neighborhoods, and they kind of know who could use an extra hand.
This marks the 5th year of this program, and they plan to go to around 50 houses.
It's a labor of love. I think our volunteers get a lot out of it, and we know our seniors do as well.
For some elderly people, this is not an uplifting season, but for me it is.
Volunteers will return to the homes on January 6th to take down the lights.
I even asked them to leave the lights up all year because it lights up my little front patio, and it looks really pretty.
In Tempe, Holly Bach, Cronkite News.
The state capitol is also getting decked out in holiday lights.
You know, this is a very special time of year, and I think it's always this morning that kicks off the season for me, and you can already feel the mood changing.
Chandler High School's female a cappella choir, the Treblemakers, provided the Christmas tunes. Governor Ducey then gave his holiday remarks, followed with the ceremonial lighting of the 30-feet-tall blue spruce Christmas tree. Wrapping up the event, he wished the state a happy holiday.
The National Christmas Tree was lit earlier this evening in Washington, D.C., and the show in the Capitol is a nationwide spectacle. And this year will include eye-catching art from here in Arizona. Fraser Allen Best is in President's Park with more.
The National Christmas Tree lighting tonight will host the first family, scores of performers, thousands of lights, and a dozen ornaments from the Grand Canyon State. The ornaments were the work of students and faculty at the Herberger Institute for Design and the Arts under Associate Director Forrest Solis.
You know, for anyone that felt moved to participate in the project, we're welcome to participate. So each studio discipline is pretty much represented. So we have jewelry making, our metals department is represented. We have fibers is represented. We have painting and drawing are represented.
Today, those ornaments hang on a small tree next to the National Christmas Tree. Ranger Jenny Azalmo-Sarles says the space surrounding the National Christmas Tree is an important part of the tradition.
The Pathway of Peace and all of the smaller state and territory trees that surround the National Christmas Tree is a great tradition that started in 1954 and has carried on ever since then.
Each tree is meant to be decorated in a way that represents the character of the part of the country it's coming from.
Thematically, it kind of became a Southwest type thing. With the metals, they made a beautiful ring that represents the different mountain ranges.
Watching the lighting from Arizona, Solis says there is one ornament that stands out, designed by the Herberger Institute's Juanicia Miscades.
She's a Native American artist. She works very closely with her students in creating this really spectacular ring. It really represents Arizona, you know, and the metals discipline.
In Washington, Fraser Allen Best, Cronkite News.
Cronkite News is proud to be the news division of Arizona PBS. Here's what's coming up on Arizona Horizon and PBS NewsHour.
On the next Arizona Horizon, hear from the new director of the Arizona Center for Law in the Public Interest. And when celebrities check into a rehab center, there's a good chance they'll be here in Arizona.
I'm Judy Woodruff on the next NewsHour, making sense of the fight to be the site of Amazon's next headquarters. That's Thursday on the PBS NewsHour.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
tonight at 8:30 on Arizona PBS. Explore new ideas and new worlds here on Arizona PBS, a community service of Arizona State University.
Arizona PBS programming is brought to you in part by the underwriting support of local businesses. Learn how you can support Arizona PBS and grow your own business by reaching viewers like you. Call 602-496-8664 or azpbs.org/underwriting.
Coming up next on Arizona PBS, Life and World. Discover so much more at azpbs.org/schedule, where it's easier than ever to find out what's on Arizona PBS. Access interactive digital and printable program guides, repeat times, and full episode descriptions. Watch program previews of best bets for the coming week. Search by title to find your favorite shows. You can even add programs to your calendar and get email reminders when they're about to start. It's easier than ever to find out what's on Arizona PBS. Discover so much more at azpbs.org/schedule. Coming soon to Arizona PBS.
Next time on Finding Your Roots.
Those are your grandparents.
Wow. Hip-hop pioneers LL Cool J and Sean Combs.
Your ancestor was not a slave. He was free. It's incredible.
On the next Finding Your Roots.
Tuesday night at 7 on Arizona PBS.
It was a time when legends were made. But what are the true stories of the Wild West? Discover the facts behind the myths, from Sitting Bull to the real Billy the Kid. America's past comes alive on the Wild West.
Tuesday night at 8 on Arizona PBS.
Arizona PBS would like to thank Bruce Brown Catering for their support of public television in Arizona.
Support for Arizona PBS comes from viewers like you and from
Hospice of the Valley, a not-for-profit community hospice for patients nearing end of life and support for their families. HOV.org.
Whitfield Nursery, proud to support Arizona PBS, a Valley tradition since 1946. Over 200 acres of Arizona-grown trees, citrus, and palms. Complete custom design and installation. And Whitfield Nursery still does the digging. WhitfieldNursery.com.
Coming up next on Arizona Horizon, we'll hear from the new director of the Arizona Center for Law and the Public Interest, an organization that aims for social justice through legal advocacy. And how did Arizona become a hub for celebrity rehab? Those stories next on Arizona Horizon.
Arizona Horizon is made possible by contributions from the Friends of Arizona PBS, members of your PBS station. Thank you.
Good evening and welcome to Arizona Horizon. I'm Ted Simon. Senator John McCain said today that he will support the Republican tax bill. The announcement means that the GOP plan could see a vote for final passage either later tonight or tomorrow. In a statement, McCain said, quote, "I believe this legislation, though far from perfect, would enhance American competitiveness, boost the economy, and provide long overdue tax relief for middle-class families." McCain was one of a handful of GOP holdouts on the bill. It is still unclear how Senator Jeff Flake will vote on the plan. And the city of Phoenix and the FAA announced an agreement today over flight paths to and from Sky Harbor. The city and a coalition of historic neighborhoods filed suit after the feds changed those flight paths, which increased noise over some neighborhoods. Under the two-part plan, the FAA will return to the previous routes to the, quote, extent practicable, and then consider new flight paths with the help of public input. The Arizona Center for Law and the Public Interest is a nonprofit firm that has successfully fought for education funding, environmental issues, and the state's mentally ill. The center's longtime executive director, Tim Hogan, recently retired. Taking his spot is our guest, attorney Danny Edelman. Welcome to Arizona Horizon.
Thank you.
And congratulations on the spot.
Thank you.
What is the Arizona Center for Law and the Public Interest?
So the center is a nonprofit law firm.
and it brings impact litigation to try to help the people in the state